They broke you down, but now it is time to rebuild. Stronger, wiser, and unshakably you. Narcissistic abuse is one of the most hidden yet deeply damaging forms of emotional manipulation. It is a pattern of behavior where one person exploits, controls, and undermines another's reality for their own gain, leaving deep psychological wounds that often go unnoticed by the outside world. Healing from this kind of abuse is not just necessary, it is transformational. It is not only about survival, it is about reclaiming your identity, restoring your peace, and rewriting your story on your own terms. In this video, you will learn powerful and proven strategies for healing, hear real stories from survivors who have come out stronger, and discover essential self-care practices to rebuild your emotional and mental strength. Whether you are just starting your journey or deep in the healing process, you are not alone, and this is your space to begin again. Narcissistic abuse does not always leave bruises, but it does leave scars. The red flags often start small, subtle manipulation like gaslighting, where your reality is questioned, love bombing, where you are overwhelmed with affection and attention to gain control, and devaluation, where once you are hooked, they begin to slowly tear you down. The emotional effects can be overwhelming, crippling self-doubt, anxiety, confusion, and a constant feeling of walking on eggshells. Mentally, you may feel trapped in a fog, unable to make decisions or trust your instincts. Physically, it can manifest as fatigue, insomnia, or even chronic illness from prolonged stress. What makes narcissistic abuse so dangerous is that it often remains invisible. To outsiders, the abuser may seem charming, successful, or well-liked. Meanwhile, the victim feels isolated and invalidated, wondering if they are the problem. Take the story of Ava, name changed for privacy. For years, she lived in fear, second-guessing everything she did, all while her partner convinced her and everyone else that she was unstable. It was only when she stumbled across a video just like this one that she finally realized it was not her, and that realization was the beginning of her freedom. Leaving a narcissist is not as simple as walking away. There is something called a trauma bond, a deep, painful emotional connection that forms through cycles of abuse and intermittent reward. These bonds are powerful, making victims feel emotionally attached even when they know they are being harmed. Cognitive dissonance also plays a huge role. Victims struggle to reconcile the loving version of the narcissist with their abusive behavior, often blaming themselves or thinking they can fix it. Add in the overwhelming fear, shame, and isolation, and it becomes even harder to break free. Narcissists are experts at manipulating empathy and loyalty. They know how to make you feel responsible for their emotions, how to twist your kindness into a weapon against you, and how to keep you trapped in cycles of guilt and obligation. But here is the truth. Awareness is the first and most powerful step. The moment you recognize the pattern, you begin to weaken its hold. And that crack in the foundation, that is where healing begins. Healing from narcissistic abuse requires more than just time. It requires intention and the right strategies. One of the most effective tools is going no contact. Blocking all communication allows your nervous system to reset and gives you space to reconnect with yourself. If no contact is not possible, the gray rock method, responding with emotional detachment, can help limit further manipulation. Therapy is another essential piece. EMDR, eye movement, desensitization, and reprocessing is a powerful approach for trauma healing. Trauma-informed therapy ensures your experiences are validated and approached with care. You can also begin self-healing practices at home. Journaling helps you process your emotions and see patterns more clearly. Mindfulness and self-talk can help you reframe negative thoughts and return to the present moment. Each time you affirm your worth, you weaken the inner critic that the narcissist tried to plant in you. Most importantly, healing is about rebuilding your identity, the one that existed before the abuse, and the one you are creating now. Confidence, peace, and joy are not out of reach. They are waiting for you on the other side of this healing journey. When healing from narcissistic abuse, self-care is not a luxury. It is a lifeline. One of the first steps is creating safety, both physically and emotionally. This means setting boundaries, distancing yourself from toxic environments, and surrounding yourself with people who respect your space, your voice, and your growth. Next, begin to reconnect with the things that make you feel alive. Whether it is painting, music, gardening, or simply taking walks in nature, hobbies remind you that joy still exists and that your identity is so much more than your trauma. Just as important is spending time with healthy, supportive people who can reflect your worth back to you, especially when you forget it yourself. Do not underestimate the power of routine, nutrition, and rest. Your nervous system has been in a constant state of survival. What it needs now is consistency and nourishment. Eat foods that fuel you, allow yourself real rest, and create daily rituals that ground and comfort you. Finally, practice radical self-compassion. Speak to yourself as you would speak to a dear friend. There will be days you feel broken, confused, or overwhelmed, and that is okay. Healing is not a straight line. It is a process, and every time you choose to be gentle with yourself, you are rewriting the story the narcissist tried to control. Let us talk about real people, people who walked through the fire and came out stronger. Michael was in a relationship for over 10 years with a partner who constantly belittled him and blamed him for everything. He felt invisible, yet terrified to leave. When he finally did, he spent a year in therapy, started meditating, and picked up photography, a hobby he abandoned long ago. Today, he says, "I finally feel like I am living for me again." Sophia, a mother of 2, endured years of narcissistic abuse from her spouse. She thought she was protecting her kids by staying, but once she found the courage to leave, her children told her, "We are proud of you." She rebuilt her life slowly, day by day, working, going to group therapy, and learning to trust herself again. Now she helps other women do the same. What these stories show is that healing is real. Life does not just go on after abuse. It can actually become brighter, deeper, and more meaningful than ever before. The key was putting healing first and choosing themselves every single day. Let us take a moment to pause and remind you of something incredibly important. You can heal. You are not broken. You are not crazy. You are not too sensitive. What you experienced was real, and what you are feeling now is valid. You are worthy of love, peace, and happiness. Even if it does not feel like it yet, healing is possible. Every step you take forward, no matter how small, is a victory. Every moment of self-care, every boundary you set, every tear you shed in the name of growth, it all matters. If this video resonated with you, please consider subscribing for more healing support and helpful tools. Share your story in the comments. Your voice could help someone else feel seen. And if you need help, do not hesitate to reach out to a professional or a trusted person. This is your journey, but you are never walking it alone.